Over the past few years, Chainlink has become one of the most popular projects in the entire crypto space. This project, over time, has gathered a large community of followers that aggressively HODL the native link token. And so, the big question on our minds is, what exactly is this Chainlink? How does it work, and what problem does it solve? In today's video, we will answer all of these questions in the simplest way we can. So pay close attention and follow through till the end of the video, so you don't miss out on all of the great information. So without further ado, let's catch you up to speed. Besides the creation of Bitcoin, in the crypto space, the most groundbreaking innovation has to be the creation of smart contracts. These smart contracts, originally put forward by the legendary founder and programmer of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, are lines of code that permit two different parties to execute agreements without a middleman or a third party. For example, if selling or buying a house, this algorithm allows users to execute these transactions without any realtor in the middle. However, the issue with these smart contracts is that since most of its platforms are isolated on single blockchains, they cannot connect with external data feeds. This issue makes it almost impossible for smart contracts to react to real-world events. But coming straight to the rescue is Chainlink, with the sole purpose of creating a network where data providers, also called oracles, are motivated by money to give truthful and authentic data to the blockchain. Moving forward, while we've already established that oracles run Chainlink, it's only fitting that we understand what an oracle is. Now, an oracle is simply software that does the job of a middleman, helping execute a two-way data transfer between the real world and smart contracts, and vice versa. This is one of the best things to have ever happened for investors, as most crypto tokens are only created as solutions looking for problems to solve. However, this Chainlink immediately and directly solves a problem. But what exactly is a Chainlink? Well, Chainlinks can be viewed as a decentralized network of oracles that provide data from on-chain sources to off-chain sources, and vice versa. This network allows smart contracts to easily access information from the real world, securely existing outside the blockchain. Just as its name implies, this Chainlink network serves as a bridge connecting the new and thriving blockchain industry to its traditional administrative structures, which drive economics to develop more systematic, secure, and transparent processes. Designed by smartcontract.com and launched in June of 2017, Chainlink has continued to deliver on its promises with even more plans to expand itself outside of just the Ethereum network. But in the meantime, Chainlink remains an Ethereum-based network secured by a proof-of-stake consensus algorithm. But still, how does Chainlink work? Now, this is the most exciting part of this video, especially because a Google search for an answer to this will only leave you with tons and tons of technical stuff. You'll probably be more confused than you were initially, and we definitely don't want that. The case isn't much different on YouTube either, as most only cover tokenomics and why you should invest in it. However, we're here to give you a real answer and explain how this all works. Now, the first thing you might want to keep in mind is that Chainlink is slowly but surely taking the place of many middlemen. Still looking at the realtor example we used earlier, presently most people simply go on websites like Zillow, and once they can find a house they love, they move on with the process. This is instead of hiring a realtor, which takes a lot longer. Another perfect case study is that of a referee taking money on both sides of a bet and deciding who wins the bet. In that case, you can easily use Chainlink's oracles and smart contracts to replace these referees with code. Doing this is quite complicated, but it wouldn't hurt to find out how that works in detail. First, data gets onto the Chainlink network through node operators. These node operators are basically people who lock up some of their money to be trusted data sources. As odd as this may sound, if they are no longer found to be truthful, their money will be taken from them. Therefore, this serves as an incentive for them to remain truthful. Of course, at this point, it's only natural that you question these people's life choices, especially because they are willing to put themselves in such a risky situation. But I guess it's good to live on the edge sometimes. But the thing to know is that these people don't just lock their money away, they earn money as well. It only makes sense that these nodes aren't giving out reliable and truthful outside real-world data for free when people are ready to pay them to get it. So it's a win-win situation at the end of the day. While that sounds very straightforward, it is a lot more complicated in reality. Oh, did you ask how? Well, even if you didn't, you need to hear why. When an individual wants a piece of data on the blockchain, they will be required to set up what's called a requesting contract. This is where it all begins. At this point, I'd advise you to strap in tight because we will be getting into the more technical stuff in a minute. And while you prepare yourself, give the like button a tap if you're learning from this video. Now, after setting up a requesting account, the Chainlink algorithm registers your request as an event. Following that, the algorithm will set up a new matching smart contract called a Chainlink Service Level Agreement contract. This contract allows it to access data off of the blockchain. Later, 3 more subcontracts are created by the same service level agreement contract: a reputation contract, an order matching contract, and an aggregating contract. Don't worry if you have no clue what these contracts are, we will look at them individually. So the reputation contract analyzes the track record of an oracle to decide its performance history and veracity. For every unreliable and inaccurate node that it finds, it takes it out. Simply put, this contract ensures it can trust the data source. Next up, we have the order matching contract, which sends out the request contract's question to the trustable nodes and goes ahead to check their bids. From the list it gets, it chooses a suitable number and nodes that will handle the question. It is important to keep in mind that Chainlink converts the request contract's query to another programming language that goes into the real world to get data from the internet. Moving on to the last subcontract, we have the aggregating contract, which can validate data from single and multiple sources. A good example is the case of a basketball match. If we have around 10 different nodes that send in one set of similar scores, and 4 others send in an entirely different game score compared to the initial group of nodes, that's when the aggregating contract comes in. It will look at the 2 score transmissions and takes out the one that simply doesn't make sense, in which case it's that of the 4 nodes that transmitted a different game score. This aggregate contract can repeat this validation process for several sources and then, later on, reconcile them by taking an average. With all these processes, Chainlink perfectly and efficiently provides faultless data for smart contract execution. And so, all these contracts work hand in hand to follow the simple formula: pay the Chainlink to find trustable nodes, aka the reputation contract. Next, a question is given with the hopes that the nodes will find an answer, aka the order matching contract. Lastly, all of the data is aggregated by Chainlink into a single answer, aka the aggregating contract. Let us know what you took away from this video in the comments below, and subscribe to be kept in the know on all things crypto. We will see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.